I received the loan from the insurance company and I took insurance company's money, $18,000, and I paid my landlord. So I spent the money for the rent. Did I make money too? Where I actually made money was on the rent. Because from $21,600, now it came down to $18,000. Mm-hmm. That's a saving of $3,600, which is technically me making money. Hello, I'm Sarbloh Gill, an authorized infinite banking practitioner at Nelson National Institution, and I work with wonderful people at Ascendant Financial to add value to Canadians when it comes to the process of becoming a banker, the infinite banking concept. I'm joined today with my colleagues, Liz Vall from New Brunswick,
yeah,
and Taran Sousa from Mississauga, Ontario. Guys, today's topic is what? What are we discussing in this video?
How to make money while spending money.
How to make money by spending money. Think about just the title itself. Like, am I spending money? Yes. Is there a better way to flow money so that I can still spend money and make money? Well, it's not what you think. So stay till the end, and then you're going to enjoy this video. You're in for a treat because we're going to share with you accomplishing some of the day-to-day financial goals that family has, but just by changing or adding one extra step in the process, you can radically transform the outcome of that transaction for the betterment of yourself, your family, your business, or it doesn't matter who is using the money or who has the need for use of money. And we are talking about the process of becoming a banker and how it applies in Canada. It was back in 2015 when I got introduced to the process of becoming a banker, the infinite banking concept. And, immediately early 2016, I started my first policy. Now, if you're hearing the word policy, you're talking about banking and policy. How is it correlated? Well, the policy would actually, we're going to use it for the tool that we use to implement the process of becoming a banker. And the tool is called participating dividend paying whole life policy, which is the tool. No different than how you have a tool at a commercial bank called checking account, where you warehouse money, where you store money. Maybe you're storing money in a wallet. Maybe you're storing money under your mattress. Maybe you're storing money behind a toilet tank. Right? Money has to be stored somewhere. Money needs a warehouse. So if you are warehousing money in a checking account, which is someone else's bank, our clients practicing this concept, our team practicing the concept, we do the same thing. We know money needs a warehouse, but our warehouse of money is a participating dividend paying whole life policy. You should check out the video that's popping up right on top on the attributes of a participating dividend paying whole life policy, which will inspire you to start thinking differently about warehouse of money, because money needs to be sitting somewhere. So I warehouse money in a participating dividend paying whole life policy, and that money goes in as premium. Your money goes into the bank as a deposit. So you call it a deposit. I put my money into policy as a premium. So my premium is my deposit, no different than how your money in a bank is deposit. Now, the moment the money goes into the policy, it has certain contractual guarantees that kick in. Number one is, obviously the payment of death benefit, because it is a life insurance policy, right, Taran? Right, Liz?
That's
Absolutely.
right.
Now, what else comes up as a contractual guarantee in addition to the death benefit?
Well, you get something that what is called the cash value, and that cash value has to grow every single day by the insurance company as per their contractual guarantee to match the cash value with the death benefit by age 100. So that's the second one.
Yep. So money goes in, there's death benefit. Immediately there's cash value that is being accumulated in the policy. And then in addition to that, the cash value grows every day because it has to match the death benefit by age 100. So if my starting death benefit is $500,000 and I'm age 40, let's just assume, I stop counting after age 30. Over the next 60 years, what must happen to my cash values every single day?
Must grow to match.
So if stock market goes down, which is what's happening right now, what is happening to our cash values?
It's going up.
If crypto goes down, what's happening to our cash values?
Going up.
If stock market goes up, what's happening to our cash value?
Up.
It's always going up. It doesn't matter what happens outside of the policy. Our cash in the policy cannot stop growing. It always keeps going up. Now, so I started a policy, and the title of the video is perfect because I want to share some of the ways that we in our family and some of the ways our clients are using the policy where they actually spend money and they actually get to make money while spending money. I'm going to talk about rent.
Okay.
So me, my family, we rent. Now, up until 2 years ago, our rent was $1,800 a month. Now, Liz,
Mhm.
you have a calculator handy?
I do, yeah.
So if you take 1,800 and multiply by 12,
Mhm.
what's the math there?
$21,600.
$21,600. Now, when I discovered this process, one thing that I always kept thinking was, okay, how can I do better for my family, for the things that I'm already spending money on? And one was rent. 21,600 was leaving my family on rent. I was spending money
Mhm.
to provide a roof for a family, and the money was going out.
Yeah.
My net worth on anything that I'm spending is going down.
Mhm.
Now, we started a policy, and the reason why we started the policy was to start working towards controlling our financing function. So in my rent every month that I was paying my landlord, I was making a financing decision. The decision was not to earn any interest on that money.
Mhm.
That $1,800 went to him, away from my family. I started capitalizing my policy. Now, policy is a tool, as we described. The use of the policy is for the purpose of controlling a function called banking. Now, banking is a function, is a process, is a business. It's not a tool. You don't buy a bank. You participate in the process of banking. Any business that's worth considering going forward, you have to build the business. You have to capitalize the business. If
Mhm.
someone started a business, someone watching this video is a business owner, is an entrepreneur, you will relate with what I'm trying to say here. Your business has a cost of starting. There's this capitalization phase. So, we started a policy, we're going through capitalization phase. Our death benefit kept going up every year, which
Mhm.
means our cash values every year, the daily growth in cash values became better and better. So I was building my wealth in policy as cash value. Now my rent came up for renewal. My lease on the place that we stay came up for renewal. And I called my landlord because we built up a good relationship with him. Came up and he said, "Yeah, Sarbloh, so we're just gonna go ahead and renew your lease," and all those discussions. I said, "Yeah, absolutely. We don't have plans to move. We really enjoyed this place. But Mr. Landlord, I'm gonna ask you a question. And take time to think about it. You don't have to reply back to me today. Liz, you're my landlord.
Okay.
I'm your tenant. I'm gonna ask you this question. Hey, Liz, if I write you a check today for the whole years of rent,
I'll take it.
you'll take it.
I will take it.
I wasn't even finishing the sentence, and my landlord was like, "I'll take it."
Yeah.
Right? Because he understands the value of upfront money.
Right.
Right? I said, "Yeah, I know you'll take it. Now, is that going to truly help you financially?" What do you think he said?
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah, absolutely. It's going to help me financially." He was smiling year to year.
Mhm.
I said, "Great. If it's going to help you financially, then what discount are you going to offer me? Because I want to make this deal win-win." And I just joked with him. I said, "Hey, if you don't want to offer me a discount, let me know. I'll book a psychiatric evaluation for you and I'll pay for it." Because nobody in their right minds would say no to it. But let's just say this individual would have come back and said, "No, Sarbloh, I'm not going to give you any discount because you're going to write me a check for the whole years of rent. I would just take this deal somewhere else." Because who has the gold? Who's got access to capital?
You do.
You do.
Whosoever has the gold controls the transaction. I have the gold. I'm controlling the transaction. I'm talking, or I'm setting the terms now with my landlord.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, Sarbloh, you don't miss your rent payment. You've been here for a few years. You keep the place clean. Great. We appreciate you. We know your rent is $1,800 per month, which is $21,600 for the year. If you write me a check today for the whole year's of rent, your new rent will be $1,500 a month." So 1,500 multiplied by 12 is how much?
18,000.
What was it before?
21,600.
So what I did was I called the insurance company and I said, "Mr. Insurance Company, I would like to request a policy loan for $18,000. can you go ahead and deposit the money into my bank account, which you already have on file? Have you ever requested a loan by actually just telling them to deposit the loan?
Certainly not from the traditional banks.
Right? And Taran, what do you think the insurance company did on the transaction for me?
Okay, yeah, sure. Right away, sir.
So they used 18,000 of my cash value, which has been accumulated by then. It was actually a lot more than that, as collateral, meaning I cannot go back and re-access that $18,000 until I paid the loan back. But all my money in my policy is still growing every single day as if nothing happened. The lien for that loan is my future dead self, called death benefit. So God forbid, if I would have died and the loan was outstanding, they'll deduct the loan balance from my death benefit, which was almost above $500,000 at that time, and my family would get the remaining money. So I received the loan from the insurance company, and I took insurance company's money, $18,000, and I paid my landlord. So I spent the money. Did I not spend the money?
You did.
Absolutely.
And what's the title of our video?
How to make money by spending money.
So I spent the money for the rent. Did I make money too?
You sure
Where
did.
did I make money?
Your cash values were growing every day.
Yeah.
Which was happening, but truly where I actually made money was on the rent.
Correct. Yeah.
Because from 21,600, now it came down to $18,000.
Mhm.
That's a saving of $3,600, which is technically me making money.
Yeah. It's as good as investing into something and making a return.
Bingo. See, if I was putting $18,000 in an investment and the investment had to increase by $3,600, 18,000 would have increased to 21,600. What rate of return would I have to earn on the investment now?
So you're looking at about a 20% return that you would need.
Net after taxes, net after fees,
Not even net. So a lot more than 20.
Yeah.
right? So I am making money by spending money. I'm just doing it by having the gold. Whosoever has the gold creates wealth. Now, how much money was leaving on the first of every month on the rent payment?
1,800.
Now, the landlord is paid in full. So the objective was to provide a roof for my family. Did I not accomplish the objective?
You did.
Did I work any harder to accomplish my objective?
You didn't.
Did I take on any risk to accomplish the objective?
Nope.
Did I ever lose control over cash?
Nope.
Well, now, what should I do with that $1,800 a month? Because it's newfound money, which was never there before.
Flow it back into the policy loan, or you could start a new policy.
Bingo. Again, I don't just have the gold in the policy, I also have the gold on the transaction now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But what I did was I took that money and I paid it right back into my system. So I'm still making the same payment as I was originally making. I'm just changing who's getting it. Can I do a lot more with money coming back to my system than leaving me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is it going to take away any of my options for my family when it comes to building my wealth for my family by doing it this way?
You know what's cool about that, Sarbloh, is that your cash value is going up, and now you've repaid your system, the money that you borrowed, you repaid that back. But because your cash value has gone up, you'd have access to everything you repaid plus more, which means if you wanted to, you could get into a better place.
That's right.
A bigger
And I
place.
can do the same thing again.
Yeah.
Which I plan to do that because we are thinking of going into a bigger place now. So see, the teaching point is not that, hey, this only applies to rent. It's the process of becoming a banker is limited to your imagination.
Mhm.
That's why Nelson called it the infinite banking concept, because you cannot put boundaries around infinite. It's just limited to imagination. Now, the title of this video is how to make money by spending money, but do it the smart way. Right? So I'm only doing the thing that I wanted to do. I'm just doing it a little bit differently by being in total and absolute control. And when you are in total and absolute control, you will find opportunities for yourself and your family. Now, this is just one example. Now, here's something else. Now, what I also do is, so we still need the bank for the convenience of debit card and paying bills, right? So the whole objective is not to rely on banks for the purpose of any financing, but you have to build your own system to a point where it can do all that for you. And it's not going to happen overnight. I'll be the first one to share this with you. This is something that will happen in time, but it will happen. Now, what I do is I keep like a buffer account in the bank for about $2,000. And that buffer account got created by a policy loan. So again, no different than the transaction that I shared on rent. I took a policy loan from the insurance company. I had $2,000 and I have that as a buffer account. 2,000 is good for me for now. It's just a side account. And the reason why I have it as 2,000 is because for things that we are doing on day to day, there are other opportunities that will come up, which would need certain access to capital. And then if I have access to capital, I'll create more benefit for my family. Now, I'll share another example. So I was at a car oil change company. I'm not going to say the name. And I asked the person who was doing the oil change, I said, hey, how many times a year I'm here doing an oil change? And he's like, well, according to our system, you're here almost, four times a year. And then I was looking at my math. I said, hey, $150, $100 to $150 that I spend there times 4, that's $600. So I've made it a habit now to ask this question. I said, hey, if I buy 4 oil changes from you today, will it help me financially as a business? Because guess what? Businesses today need access to capital. $600. I'm ready to write you a check because I have that buffer account for opportunities like this. And he looked at me. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Right? But it didn't hurt for me to ask. But what he did was, he's like, you know what? We can go back in time and literally see the amount of transactions that you've done. So I cannot give you 4 oil changes today in exchange for a discount. I wish I can do that. I think it's a great opportunity, but my system doesn't allow me to do it. But what I'll do is I'll apply discount to this one.
Perfect.
Right? So you won't get it until you ask. And I truly wanted to help the business also. I said, hey, I want to give you some money. Just give me some discount in exchange. I'll prepay and I'll be here more frequently. Right? We want to create those win-win situations. Now, another small example. Now, this example, you can make it how you want to make it. Like it's just a small example. My wife, she makes clarified butter at home. Like it's something that we use for a bulletproof coffee and things like that. And I wouldn't call it that we are cheap. We are careful spenders. Right? So on Costco, usually that butter goes for like $6 a piece. And then we need about like 8 butters to actually melt it down and whatever she does to make a clarified butter. So hey, it's a lot of butter, right? So when we go to Costco, sometimes the butter is on sale for like $3.99. So guess what? Instead of buying 8 now, we buy more.
Yeah.
But where do you think the money comes from?
From your banking system.
From that reserve account that I have, the $2,000, which came from insurance companies' money, while my money is in the policy. So I'm spending. I'm not cheap. If you don't spend money, you cannot sustain the lifestyle that you want to sustain. You got to spend money to buy the goods and services that you need for your family. But by having access to capital, you will find opportunities where you can actually make money by spending money. And not make money in a way where you actually have more money coming back. You just have more savings coming back, which is equivalent to making money. Everywhere where I go, where I have to spend a good chunk of money, I'm not afraid to ask questions because I truly want to create win-win situations for anybody that I'm doing business with. I was at Best Buy the other day. My wife wanted a brand new computer. And I know the margins in computers are very, very low because I used to work at Future Shop years and years ago. But I also know that businesses value when we buy the things that we need in bulk. Laptop just wasn't enough to get the job done. What else do you think we needed?
I thought you were going to say you bought like 10 laptops. But...
No, that's not happening. That's not happening.
Well, you need a keyboard, a mouse, maybe a second monitor, hard drive.
You need keyboard, you need mouse, you need external hard drive, you need a bag, you need a printer, you need printer paper, you need ink, you need cables, you need some software. So I said, we're going to need this anyways. So let's create a win-win situation. put it all together. Here's the total price. And I always say this, hey, give me your best price and then we'll start negotiating. Right? But I know it's retail, so the total price was whatever, but then, you know, we ended up saving money because we put the whole package together.
Mhm.
Now, where do you think I got the money from?
From your banking system.
Policy
Banking.
loans.
Mhm,
I finance it from my policy loans
mhm.
because I had access to capital, which means I have the goal. If I have the goal, I make the rules. It's from that buffer account that we create, because we need things in life on day-to-day basis. Someone has to be paying for it. Some pool of money has to be used to buy it. I'm using insurance companies' money while my money in the policy is growing. And then we set our own amortization schedule to pay back our system. And when we pay back our system, Liz,
Mhm.
how much of that money can we reaccess again?
All of it, plus whatever you've earned while you were paying it back.
When you have readily available access to capital, you will create opportunities in addition to opportunities finding you for the things that you already are spending money on day to day. I'm not changing my lifestyle. I'm not trying to buy more things. I'm just buying the things that we need as things come up. I'm just doing it differently. Now,
Mhm.
most people, I'm going to use that electronic store as example, Best Buy. Most people will go to one of their partners that they have for financing, right? Like whatever the banks they use for 12 months, no interest, or 18 months, no interest, or 24 months, no interest, and they'll finance things. And then they have a payment going to them. But then they have to qualify to get that financing option going.
Mhm.
And it's not that they have access to capital, it's someone else giving them access to
Mhm.
capital. So the value of negotiation is not as much.
That's right.
I have access to capital. I have full control on the use of capital. I have full control on repaying that capital. So I have the goal, I have total and absolute control. And when you have that, you will create wealth for your family just by doing what you already are doing.
Mhm.
Life must feel good when you're practicing the process of becoming your own banker and applying it in your daily spending, essentially.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
always smiling ear to ear.
Yeah, and if you guys want to learn more, check out watchibc.com, the link right below.
Yes, absolutely. So Liz, go on to watchibc.com to know more about it. And then if you like this video, click the like. If you like what we share, click the like, click the subscribe, but also leave your comments. What's coming up for you?
Mhm.
This may be either your first time watching a video on our channel and you're like, okay, I want to share my comments. Like, here's what's coming up for me. And then the other thing that I would recommend everybody to do is, if you truly want to create a stress-free way of living for the things that you need to finance in life, exactly how I describe how we do it in our family, you got to read this book. Becoming Your Own Banker, Unlock the Infinite Banking Concept by R. Nelson Nash, the pioneer, the founder of this concept.